gem, just do 110 first. I think your gem is still not up there yet. The Bane of the
Yeah,
Power.
my gem is not even close to it.
Yeah, so 110 is fine.
Oh shit! I didn't know he'd left.
It's fine.
Are you?
It's fine. I'm gonna go eat.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh, those explosions are just fun.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to look at. I'm supposed to pay attention to my fire cycle. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Hold
For
on a
my
second.
build.
Yeah, it's what I used to. So when I first started playing Diablo, I never could get to like 75, 70. And
Hmm.
I was always constantly making a new character to try and get that one up. And I'm like, I noticed that that was my biggest weakness when I was making characters. I was just making characters because I got frustrated, can't do anything for the next one.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it kind of happened in this season too. I started making one character after another. Went to the Necro, I started making that, and I was getting very frustrated with it, and I just kind of gave up on it, and I went to the Witch Doctor. But I'm kind of confident with the Witch Doctor, the Wizard, the Barbarian's okay. I still probably need to work on it, but I've just been trying to focus on the Wizard only, so I can get to like at least 130 with the
Hmm.
Wizard. And once I get to 130, we'll start focusing on other stuff. But I just my main goal is to do 150, at least try to get one time stamp on the leaderboard,
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I want to focus on. I want to try to get a 150 on the leaderboard. Let me teleport to you.
I see. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I was missing some pieces for the Firebird, so I made it really quickly, and I got lucky within my crystals that I could do it. And then I'm just like, as long as I know that it's reasonable to kill stuff, I'll make it, you know. But again, like if that individual tends to do it very often and it's not contributing enough, then it does, give an issue. But in terms of in terms of building characters, though, this season is one of the seasons to do it, because of the soul shards. The rank 3 soul shards, you're able to augment a lot of stuff, you know. So if they want to augment like relative ancient pieces for a build that they can do, they'll probably be doing that. Now, if they aren't doing that, then it is yet another problem because if they always don't contribute, then it is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Is that Tower Rush amulet might be something good? You can replace your old one.
No, thank you. It's ancient, but it's not good enough. Thank you.
It's garbage basically.
Yeah,
Okay, I destroyed it.
yeah. Right now, I,
'Cause
I,
I remember giving you a primal Tower Rush amulet, but you said it was like it was decent, but it was not as good that you want to go for. But I thought maybe that ancient might be better than that primal that you could use.
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
All right,
No, well, the
miscellaneous.
Tarasha amulet also is good for the not the guardian setup that is still within the paragons that we have. So uh I am looking for a Tarasha amulet, but it has to be, basic.
Absolutely perfect.
Well, no, it's like int crit crit or cold crit crit or arcane crit crit. Basically, it's just like
Yeah.
those things. But int crit crit is what I want. Int crit crit socket basically. But I'm making the Firebird because the reason for that is because I love Hydra, but I just dislike the pushing aspect of it. I don't mind playing it. It's just the pushing of it is just too many buttons that I want, and then the Blizzard skill is not my favorite. Um, if I want to play Blizzard, I will go back to Diablo 2, or if I play Blizzard, it'll be the cold one. But obviously, in this Hydra build, it's the fire one, and I'm just not a fan of the Blizzard thing itself, the skill itself in Diablo 3. So if I were to play, I prefer Firebird, but I always backed up my builds though, so that's why just now you saw that my I have decent damage. I'm gonna have to like practice looking at my fire cycle, which I did just now. I was like, oh yeah, right, the fire cycle. Yeah, so I have the
So
setup almost complete.
I I have a major question to ask you. I see you're using the shoulders and the braces
Yeah,
set. Why use that versus swapping out the captains?
no, it's both. It's both. I'm using both together. Augiled shoulders and bracers make the Augiled set, and then Captain's combo as well. Captain's combo is good for cooldown oriented um skills such as the explosive blast um and the ability to impact damage when you have cooldown on your gear. Yeah, so
Okay, so
Firebird
it's a cooldown
mixes.
thing.
Yeah, it's cooldown thing. Yeah.
Have you tried the Guardian set with this specific build?
I mean, you can probably do it, but like all you're really doing is waiting for the inevitable where you will be using captains. So, yeah, at your Paragon, you can probably try to do it, but the problem with it is that you have to like mix the right pieces, and it's really hard to mix with Guardians, unfortunately,
Yeah, because Guardians is the belt
because
and the
because
belt, helmet, and
you
braces.
well, you can, but you have to sacrifice all guilds, which means you're not you're like slightly lower damage on elite hunting, but because you're lower paragon, the guardian still helps with the damage. It's just that the elite spike isn't there because that's what all guilds set is for. So you will be using the firebird shoulders instead, and then you would use the guardian belt and bracer, and then firebird pants, right? Something like that. So
Yeah,
so you're basically not using all guilds. It's basically if you're using guardians, you're not using all guilds, I believe.
yeah.
And if you
Okay.
can use for some reason it would be like you have to sacrifice. Well, you have to find a way to get the 5 Firebird pieces, right? So as long as you can find a way to get the 5 Firebird pieces, you can mix anything you want. Yeah, I forgot how I did it. If I did the Firebird way though, I mean the Guardians way though.
So I know the beam you're using it seems to be bouncing off of the other enemies. Is that something that it does?
It's the rune. One of the runes that you pick. One of the runes that you pick is called Chaos Nexus. It splits the thing, and so that I believe it plays upon life per hit as well. So if you ever have like handy life per hit, it actually heals you as well.
Oh shit.
And it's just this build also is what's annoying about this build is that you don't want to play this early on, as in like with other people, because it's really selfish and it doesn't help the other person. But when we're like in the middle of the season now, it's it's more about just getting the rift done.
Yeah.
But this build, I generally don't build it until like the person I'm playing with is general, or like people who I'm playing with are like able to like get closer. But unfortunately, Typhon Hydra is not something that can catch this build. This build is just too fast because of the rework. I can't click the shield properly just now. The big spiders were in the way. But this build is when they reworked it. It's basically like uh, it gave the damage reduction in the 4 piece bonus, so we don't have to use the Halo of Karini. You can use the Halo of Karini to double protect yourself, but then you would sacrifice one's burst damage on your skill bar. So this build is all about burst. It's very convention of elements oriented. It can kill density too, which is the fun part about this build is that it can kill density as well. Whereas Typhoon Hydra is more like up to a certain point you mix, but it's more elite side. This one you can control what you want to do.
I might make that as an alternative later on in the future since I have a primal piece.
Yeah, I know. Basically, is the rule is just to hoard as much as you can, but a lot of people tend to like salvage things, and that's the issue that delays them in making multiple builds.
Yeah. So when I make characters and I make builds, when I go to a specific set I'm looking for, the other pieces I put away, just for like safekeeping. Like Demon
Yeah,
Hunter, the reason I had the only reason I usually keep those sets is for the set dungeons.
yeah, yeah,
I have played the I think I played the wizard set dungeon once and it was really tough to figure out.
yeah. The easiest one to do is Tal Rasha. The
Yeah,
second easiest is the Firebird. Because the Firebird is annoying because you have to read what it says, and that's about it. The first time for people to read it, it's not very friendly because you don't usually want to die, right? But the whole point of that set is this set is the set dungeon anyway is to die once while hitting 50 enemies. Because when you die once, the 2 piece bonus it says that you will, or like wherever it is, you will like um a meteor falls from the sky. So you're killing with that meteor that drops. Yeah, so it's just like a little confusing because no one likes to die. It's a counterintuitive set dungeon kind of thinking.
oh, that's a different piece. I thought that was Firebirds. I thought it was the purest gauntlets.
Yeah, this build is just more mobility and just a little bit more relaxing, except that you have to either count or look at whether you're doing fire cycle. Now, obviously during speeds it's not really a problem, but when it comes to pushing, you have to time things. Like you have to time the Frost Nova for that extra damage, that 33% more damage. The Frost Nova timing is very important. You have to make sure your explosive blast is always going. Um, yeah, so it's kind of like the explosive blast is basically the position of Hungering Arrow. So that makes it a lot easier for people to learn. Is that you just place it where the Hungering Arrow is, at least for me. So when I use a number key number one for Hungering Arrow, then my explosive blast in this build is number one. It makes it a lot easier. I categorize the skill, and it makes it easier. And then in the guide they put the disintegrate on the right click, but I don't like that. And this is the build that I don't like it on the right click because you have spectral blades hitting stuff on the left click. So this is a build that I actually use left click spectral blade. You can use it on a different button if you want, but because you're kind of in the middle of the fight anyways, so you tend to want to left click a primary skill when you're in the middle of the stuff anyway. But I don't want to be holding right click at the same time while I'm clicking left click or holding down left click, whatever. So my
Yeah.
my teleport is on the right click because my mouse is already aiming stuff, like aiming where I want to move. So like if if my mouse is aiming in a direction of where an Oculus Ring might be, I will already straight away teleport without even thinking. Whereas a lot of people who put teleport on like on their keyboard button, they have to think both the mouse movement and their left hand, especially if they're not left-handed, right? So it delays them by like a split second. So then they also die more often if they don't teleport enough. But the build is a teleport, you know, it's a
The the
mobility thing anyway.
the the Firebird, you mean the build that you're working with is a teleport one. So you can't move. You have to just use the teleport key.
Yeah, you have to be mindful of where your teleport key is. So if you're used to it on the keyboard, that's fine. But I just feel like putting it on the right click is just faster.
I mean, yeah, there's a few builds that utilize teleport all throughout on Diablo 4 especially,
Yeah.
and
Now,
it makes sense to put it on your right click instead of your
yeah. The only
keyboard.
time the only time you ever put teleport on a number key is if you play Archon builds. And in Archon, one of the runes
Actually,
drop the
wouldn't it be better for you to swap it to the left click instead of the right click
for what?
for teleporting?
No, because you don't want to hold shift. I don't play with shift. I don't play with force standstill.
Oh, so you have to hold shift. Diablo 4 is different. It's like you left click and it does it without having to hold shift.
Yeah, for that's why I don't. That's why in the God DH, whenever I help people, I well comfort wise, I tend to try to teach without the force
Okay.
standstill first. That's why. That's the reason.
If I end up getting another Firebird piece that's primal, I'll give it to you to use.
Oh, not a problem. I'm not worried about those things. But ancient
Well,
or
it all
yeah,
depends on if it's any good. Like, if it's not good, I'll keep it on mine just
yeah,
as I
ancient.
have.
Well, yeah, it's fine. I don't really need too much of Firebird anyway. It's just that I decided to make it a little easier to do elite stuff, elite hunting, because I noticed like a lot of people have been playing elite hunting builds, and for me, I'm just more. I've played this more than Hydra for high GRs. This one I've pushed long time ago, like 134 and 136 in groups before, uh, in different variations of it, during the times that they had mirror images for this build and stuff. I've played it on a
What's
higher
the highest
GR.
solo rift that you can do with this build?
Yeah, so I've done like 130. Well, this not this season. I haven't tried it this season. I just did it just now. I just compiled it just now actually. Like it took me like 40 minutes just to like sort things out from my stash. I had to craft some boots and got the Firebird boots that was okay, you know. So it took me a while to get it all done.
Yeah, I know. Usually when you're pulling up a set and everything, you have to like go through your stash and see what you got and
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
missing.
But
Because
I
the
haven't
one
pushed it.
problem about the primal that I got for the Firebird is the pants, and
Mm-mm.
you don't utilize the pants, and that's kind of the bad part.
No, 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 no. So you can alternate, right? Captains has boots too. So it just depends on which one you have first. This one actually came from me doing dexterity for my
Okay, so
Marauder.
I can use the pants. I just had to swap out the boots instead.
Yeah, yeah. It's either
Okay.
or. It's either or. But this one was from my Marauder. This Captain's pants was from my Marauder, my temporary Marauder. And luckily it has armor, like plus armor, which is good for intelligence side defensively. So I didn't have to like craft a new one. And the only reason you would ever okay, so if you're talking about specifically like Firebird Meteor or something, then it's different because the Meteor build actually uses the boot slot, so you can't use the boots for that one. You have to use Captain Pants. So it just depends on the build.
Yeah, I don't plan on doing a meteor because I don't mind the meteor, but I don't like it.
Yeah, it's
Because that what
clunky.
your build that you're working on now, that seems like a real viable build that I would
Th-
use as a second alternative.
yeah, this is what that Fen guy that we were playing with the
Yeah,
other day was using. And I mean I played this back in season 23 and 26. And I did this also for Echoing Nightmares as well before. So I'm more familiar on higher GRs with this than the Typhoon Hydra on higher GRs. But this one you have to pay attention to COE eventually. So you have to like recognize the COE timing. That's the a little bit annoying about the build. Other than that, it's a little bit easier than the Hydra by like a slight bit. Because when they reworked this, they made it really tanky from the four-piece bonus, so you don't have to like rely on like, oh no, my storm armor and halo has to be like, it's a little frustrating. And then when you chain die, on a lot, then it's a problem too, right? So it's
and
like avoid.
the reason I'm taking time to break down things after every riff is that I'm getting really close to that primal drop, and I don't want to have a whole inventory full of stuff and get confusing.
It's just it's a waste of time sitting. This gloves is pretty good. It's basically the same as mine, except mine's ancient. So you want to keep that gloves for sure.
Let me take a look at it because I actually have a pair of gloves that might be better.
That's fine. It's just in
Uh,
case.
so this is the gloves I have right now. Take a look at the one you gave me. Critical 10.
Oh, okay, yours is fine. Yours is fine. Mine's just the 10 crit. It's not ancient, but it's 10 crit. That's all. You can keep whichever one you want.
So the one that you gave me is a lot better.
It's about the same. I mean, if you augment,
So
yours
it
is
has
augmentable.
so here's the thing. Your attack speed is the crit chance is 10, and the attack speed is 7. So they're both maxed out.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I
The
get
only
it.
thing is the armor, and I could probably swap out the armor for
Yeah,
crit hit
the image.
damage.
Yeah, yours can too. Resource to crit hit damage,
Yeah, but the
and you
thing
can
about it
augment.
is the crit hit chance is 8.5.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's yeah. I'm just
So I
saying
want
I
to keep
dropped it
both.
anyways, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep both.
Yeah, yeah. I
The
would keep
only
my
issue I
gloves.
have is that I look at something and I don't know if it's gonna be better or what, and I have two of the same thing, and I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, I would keep it for sure though.
And the helmet, is that really worth keeping?
It's up to you. What you want
Because
is
I have,
invit crit. So what you want is invit crit unless you're playing meteor, which you aren't. So that it's invit
yeah, I
crit.
see.
Yeah.
Intelligence, fatality, intelligence, fatality. I got one better than that. Oh, I'm gonna destroy it. Unless you want it back.
Nope. I'm good.
You look like you could use a new item of, indeterminate usefulness. My knowledge increases.
I'm scared that when I go to gamble for rings, because that's all I need is a ring. And what I'm scared is I'm gonna gamble rings and I'm gonna get two shitty primal rings.
Yeah, I mean
That's
it's what it is, but if I mean if you still need to build stuff, it's always good for the stage that you need to make. If you're still making builds, any useless primal is basically making the weapon. So for example, when I was making this, I salvaged one of my useless primals to get enough materials for that. But this one's still shitty. It's okay. It's like a good starter one, but I need a second one, or more because this one is crap. It's crap.
so. I got a question for you. I have this. Oh shit! I can't fucking. I have this that I made from primal scrap. If I find something that's better, what should I be looking for?
It's the stats that you want. So let's say I found something, a fragment of destiny. What I need is at least 10% or 7% attack speed. So if you found an ancient one, you need at least one of the two stats.
Does it have to be ancient in order to make it primal?
No, you can save any fragment to turn it into a primal, but
No,
you
no,
need
no.
the
I'm not talking
materials.
about that. I'm talking about if you found a normal legendary, not ancient.
Yes, yes, you can. You can turn any one into a crafted primal.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you just have to keep spares. Yes, and the rule of keeping spares doesn't only regard to cube recipe page 11 anyway. Cube recipe page 2 already is a method that you should. Even though you want to rewrite the same item, you normally want to rewrite multiple different items. And the reason is that sometimes a build can use two different kinds of stats of the same item, or if you use cube recipe page 2 for, let's say, the squirt's necklace. So let's say you suddenly rolled a squirt's necklace that is for um let's just say fire, which is what I'm playing. But let's say you're playing cold Hydra, right? But you rolled on by RNG, you got a fire elemental trifecta, kind of like this, right? Let's say you rolled a Squirt's necklace that has those three stats. So it would motivate you to play a fire build, so you would have a different Squirts necklace in your stash to do cube recipe page 2. So whenever you do cube recipe page 11, you want more multiple of the same item anyway, because you also want to salvage the bad one so that you get back the discount of 55. So you get back 55 ashes when you salvage a bad roll. So this is a bad roll. Eventually, I'll salvage this to get back 55. So you always want multiple items.
I'm trying to think because that part with the 55. Well, wait a minute, I'm confused. What were we talking about?
Fragment Destiny. No, anything. Crafted primals when you get a bad roll. So this is a bad roll. This,
The
this,
Trimal's Pledge.
no. I said two different things. One is the cube. So, okay. The first topic is, why do you want to keep multiple items of the same name? It's because cube recipe page 2 was always there in the cube already. In So let's say you got motivated of a Squirt's necklace. So you know how you are playing Squirt's necklace right now, but you're on a Hydra build, right? You're on a Hydra build. So when you do cube recipe page 2 to try to get a cold elemental trifecta Squirt's necklace, instead the RNG gave you a fire elemental Squirt's necklace, which is why I linked you the stats so that you can visually see what a fire elemental trifecta is. So instead of overriding the same item name of the same one with the luck of the draw that you got a fire elemental, you would go to your stash to find a shittier Squirt's necklace in order to roll the shittier one, hoping that it would roll cold elemental trifecta. So you would keep the fire one to motivate yourself to play another build when you want to play another build. Which, for example, this is the build. Okay, now we go to cube recipe page 11. You want to keep any non-ancient, ancient, or whatever that's useless of that name, right? Once you made it, so for example, I made this fragment. This fragment eventually is useless. So what I want to do is salvage this one so that I can get back 55 ashes. You don't just want to like sell it or drop it or like keep it. If it's useless, just salvage it. The cube recipe page 11. Yeah. So the keeping multiple came from page 2. A lot of people tend to just like they just keep rolling and rolling on the same item. It works sometimes, but it's better not to overwrite something in case you have different stats that you want. Because some people play, like, for example, a death wish with different stats for some odd reason.
Need more time. I don't have enough arcane power. Not ready yet. I'm just warming up.
What it is, I slept way more than 8 hours today, and I'm still feeling like I'm about to pass out.
Yeah, sometimes, well, depending on how much you sleep, you know, even if it's 8, right?
No, I
Sometimes.
think I'm pre-diabetic or something, because
Oh,
I've been having a low energy levels lately.
okay.
I had to eat my sugar level up.
Not ready yet. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Everybody keeps telling me to go to the doctor and get diagnosed for diabetes. I'm like, that's just gonna put a label on me, and that's gonna make me think about it more often. If I don't think
Mm.
about it, then I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I get it.
Still waiting.
Yeah, I'm also leveling a Bane of the Powerful just randomly while doing these because it's super low anyways.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. So
Mine's like lower than yours by like a mile.
I had a 107 one, but it disappeared. And I don't know if it's on one of my characters or what, because I can't find it.
Hmm.
I got a feeling it's in one of my rings I destroyed. No, if I destroyed it, it would show up in my inventory.
Yeah.
I got a feeling it's on one of my characters that I don't know about anymore. But it's okay. If I do find it, I'll just have an extra just in case. Because I don't like switching characters just to take the gem off of it.
Yep.
So
Which
I'll
is
just
what I've
stick
been
with
doing.
it.
That's why I got annoyed about it too. I'm like I want to, so I'm using the 135 Bane of the Trap on this one, and my God DH still has my 139 that I originally ranked with my God DH anyways, so he should still be holding it instead of sharing it with my alts.
If one of my primals happens to be a Firebird, I might switch over to that build just to see how it works. Because I've been getting primals that are not what this build needs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you have space, you can just always. And if you have space and you have no intention to build something, you don't have to salvage it immediately. That's why I keep stuff, but I don't have room, so I should be salvaging more like often. But like I just don't have to. I
I
just
think I got a primal of something. I don't know. I guess not. You know that little weird
oh yeah,
line
yeah,
in it? I could have sworn I saw that.
yeah.
Should I keep this other Unity ring for another time? This other
Let's
Unity ring.
see. No, it's not good enough.
So the funny thing is, you were telling me about the Oculus ring, trying to keep one. Every so often, I would get one, and I would accidentally destroy it before I even realized it was an Oculus.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to slow myself down from destroying stuff that I probably will need later on.
Yeah, yeah. So you just have to, and that's the reason why I don't do so many and clear. And that's what you just said to me too, that you're doing in between stuff, and that's because in between it's lesser to look at. When you have a lot to look at, it's too overwhelming, and you also just sit there looking at stuff because you're not playing at the level that the other people are playing anyway. And I'm also not there, and I don't use those tools anyway, so I can just salvage like in between. Even if I
Should I
salvage
try?
half
Should I try to this COE? Should I try to re-roll that chance to get 10?
to get 6, you can only get
No.
4. Or you mean the crit damage to 50? Nah, I wouldn't
Oh,
touch
it only
this.
goes to 6. Oh, never mind then.
Yeah,
What about the intelligence? Should I re-roll after some cold damage?
no, you can't get cold damage. So rings and amulets are different.
Okay.
Yeah,
What would I have been able to get with that intelligence if I re-rolled it?
you would go for either attack speed or area, basically. When it's ancient, then you would go for damage range from the main stat.
Okay.
Yeah,
My power grows.
we can go higher now if you want, because yours is probably yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Oh shit! Did I collect my gem upgrades? I can't remember. I'm just babbling on and running around with my head cut off. I guess I did because I
it's
don't see
here.
the.
Yeah.
It's like my body's or my brain is like autopiloting, grabbing the stuff, turning the gems while I'm talking because I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, let's see. Did I get any primals this time? Nope. I think Macintosh. He finally got his altar completely upgraded, but now he's not seeing any primals.
Oh yeah, it'll be a while. Dry spells do happen.
Yeah, I think it's what's happening to me. It's not nothing's dropping, and I know I should have had a primal at least one a
Oh
few
yeah,
games ago.
I've had so yeah, this is well, it delays every so often, and this season I've had so much dry spells that it's just ridiculous. Like I would say I can go 6 days without it this season. I've done that before, so
The reason I increased it to 120 is I need to get back to the habit of the rings and stuff.
oh yeah, I know. It's good. I'm okay with that. I don't mind that.
Oh shoot! I lost track of my mouse.
Yep, I've done that.
It's the biggest fucking icon on the screen, and yet I can't remember seeing it.
Yeah, mine's the default color. I don't use the whatever that you can change the color. I don't even do that. So mine's get
Everything's
lost.
default. The only thing is it's bigger.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah. But I know
That's
that
all.
some people use the thing that changes the color of it. That one's not a big deal, but you know, aside from the other stuff. So I get why people use the color thing, but because you can get lost in it, especially when you're playing in a group setting.
I noticed the rings haven't been showing up on the ground. Is it because you have to have that unit that Oculus ring?
Yeah, in groups you won't see the Oculus Ring because there's
Oh,
nobody using it. Support only when there's a support or somebody that decides to use it.
okay. So if I were to do it, I would have to swap out my COE with the Oculus ring.
Well, you wouldn't do it for your own self, but yes, your followers. So whenever you want to practice Oculus Ring, you play solo or in groups where you ask if the person has a support or something. I don't play support, but well, I rarely play support. But
I'm thinking about switching over to support.
yeah, so if you're using support, like let's say support wizard or something, then and there's no second support person, so yes, you would use an Oculus Ring somewhere. Yes.
Because that would be really good for pushing.
What are you talking about? Like,
So I said it would be really good to play a support role to help push into
yes.
higher rifts.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I just get bored of the support thing, but yes, yeah. And the one thing is the first thing that this game is not very nice about is that so I'm always the lowest Paragon compared to like all my friends because I tend to not play as uh often as they do, right? That's because I choose not that I don't play as often as they do, and I don't play like let's say 20, like I don't know, I guess 10 hours a day or something. So I'm always the lowest Paragon. So even though you see I'm like near 2K, I'm lowest. But anyway, the point is this: the game is really shitty based on the fact that the lower Paragon person should play the support. I'm not asking you to do it, but when it comes to the time to do it, the Paragon number determines who should be the support.
Yeah, so the higher the paragon, the better. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, because main stat is damage. That's why the higher Paragons shouldn't be the one. But I'm always the lowest person, they so whenever I get invited to the group, sooner or later I'm gonna get booted out of the group because I don't play support.
Yeah, that's the reason why I don't usually play with other random people. Try to do stuff because I don't know what their stat is or what they expect of me. So I stick with doing it either solo or with friends only, or helping people, pretty much. And that's why I've never like able to progress to the highest. Shit.
Yeah, it was just 1%, and I guess
Shit. Where the hell? Oh, that's from my potion. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
yep, no worries. I sort stuff in between anyways.
Fortune favors the bold. What? I didn't even know I had that thing.
I've dug up some new things for you to take a look at.
You have access to a wondrous artifact of old, and that's what you want to do with it. Very well. Very well. Not your worst idea. Not quite. You have access to a
Welcome back. No rush. I'm converting my
what you want to do with it.
stuff for crystals.
If that's what you want.
I probably need to start doing that because mine is. Do we sound like low? 3,000? Shit.
Apprehensive, aren't you?
Yeah, my other ones were like almost 8,000 and 7,000, so I'm balancing them now. Got back to 2,100 crystals. Okay. Got myself some more crit damage and crit hit chance and stuff.
They can start whenever.
Yep.
My hydros are going so fast that they don't even. They're probably got neck spasms or something.
I'm using one of my things also increases the attack speed of my party members as well.
Oh yeah.
So that's probably another reason why. I got a server restart notification in 10 minutes.
Oh, that's not good.
We'll complete this before 10 minutes, but yeah, we'll.
Yeah, but it's a Monday. Why would they reset on Monday? Unless they're having some hiccups that they need to do.
Wow, there were 3
Yep.
elites in here. Sheesh. That was crazy. I'm waiting for these to turn to thralls, which they just did, so it will give us a lot of progress. Those staff slamming guys,
Yeah.
if you wait long enough in certain GRs, there were like about 20 of them total in 1.5 screens. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna. And you weren't here yet, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make them turn first. That way they give an extra like 5%.
I guess that's a good time for me to switch over to Cult of the Lamb. got that game yesterday, and I was playing it, and I just couldn't stop playing it.
Oh, nice.
And it's got a Twitch interaction thing to it too, so
Oh, okay.
I could literally start a cult.
Nice.
My viewers will be my servants.
Okay. Ah, this one's 154%. Damn it. I was gonna drop it, but then I saw 154.
What's 154?
The COE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If it was higher, it was gonna be just as good as the one that you have, but unfortunately it's 154, not higher, like a 190 plus. So,
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm starting to see that. The 154 minus 188.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yep. So it's a 5-minute restart. It might just be a short restart, but I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, if I'm gonna go through my items real quick, and then if it's a short, like 5-minute reset, then I'll jump back on because I do want to continue working on that